Well, welcome to Hope Kids TV. We're so excited you're here with us. We have a great God who's amazing. We're going to take a moment and pray. I want you to take some time to pray. I mean, it matters. I love that God allows us to just talk to him whenever, that we don't have to call him or hope that he's home, that we could just stop and take some time to just talk to him about everything in our lives. Would you take a moment and pray with me? Father in heaven, I just praise you for being so good. You are so good to us in so many different ways. We are so blessed, Father. I thank you for that. I'm praying, Father, that you continue to move in our lives, that you fill up all those gaps in our hearts, Lord God, and that in our days, in our life, the way we live, I pray, Father, that we could just be overwhelmed by your presence, Father. Again, I just love that you love us the way you do. I thank you for your son, Jesus, and the huge impact he has on our lives. And I pray all this in the power of your son, Jesus' holy name. Amen. Man, I am so excited. I love this time of year. I do. I love that we have a chance to get outside and just enjoy the world that God has created for us. And I love it because during the winter time, we spend a lot of time in our house playing a lot of sports, playing a lot of games. We play the interception game. We play a little bit of soccer. We do all kinds of things. One of my favorite games of all time is we have this wall, this opening between our kitchen and our dining room that has a big opening. My kids try to run across this, and my job is to try to either use a fold-up socks or a Nerf ball and try to hit them as they're running back and forth. That's one of my favorite games, and honestly, they asked me to play. I love it. I just sit there and I'm like, come on, try to stick your hand. I love that. But I've been playing games in the house since I was a kid. And my mom was a little bit different than me. She had a rule. There was no games in the house. No throwing, no hitting, no kicking, no wrestling. Not in the house. You're going to do that? Take it outside, she'd always say. She'd always tell us. We were not allowed to play anything like that in the house. Unfortunately, a lot of times when my mom left for work, we would play those sports. I don't even know why. We could just go outside. I lived in California. It was nice every day. Why didn't we just go outside and do this? But we didn't. We got to where we were playing everything. Football, tackle football, soccer, wrestling, and baseball right there in our house. We kind of wish, well, it was lots of fun. Let me just say that. But if your parents say no, don't do it. I still remember the time when we decided we were going to play baseball. My mom had gone off to work, and so we were like, hey, let's play baseball. So we did. We had this already set up. We had this Nerf-like football that was kind of perfect for hitting really hard across the room. It wouldn't break most things. And then we also had this bat that was also the paddle. My mom had a paddle that was about this long, had a handle, and it was perfect for a bat. We would use that for a bat every single time. And we had that thing hidden. That paddle has been hidden for 50 years. I don't think my mom ever, after she got it, had ever used it, ever found it, because when we saw that thing, we were like, we gotta get rid of that. So we snuck it out of there and we hid it. It's still hidden at my mom's house. Every time we go out there, I show my kids the paddle that was still hidden at my mom's house. So we were there. I was about 5 or 6 when we started playing baseball. So we had it set up to where over in the dining room where the kitchen table was, that was home base. By the front door, there was a chair. We used that as first base. The couch under the window was second base, and there was a table over by the hallway that was third base. One of the best things about our baseball is if you hit it all the way across the room and it hit the curtains on a fly, it was a home run. So every one of us, every time we got there, try to hit as hard as I can and try to hit the curtains so we get a home run. I do remember, though, this. I was on second base. I'm just saying, I was not up the bat. My brother Mike was up the bat. My brother Kevin was pitching. Sherry was playing the field because it was Mike and me against Kevin and Sherry. So I'm on second base getting ready to run as soon as my brother hits it. And my brother Kevin, he pitches the ball, and my brother Mike swings as hard as he can. And I saw that ball leave the bat and it's going right for me for a home run. I'm like, yes, the ball's flying across the room. But out of the corner of my eye, as I'm watching this ball fly across the room, I see something else flying across the room, just spinning. And I look, it was the bat. That bat that my brother swung. He swung so hard that it flew right out of his hands. And there it was, spinning across as it's going across the room. And I looked just in time to see that bat hit my mom's favorite lamp. She had a crystal lamp hanging in the corner. And that bat hit it, and that thing just exploded. Glass, crystal was flying everywhere. I just stood there going, everyone, all of us. It was silence for a few seconds as we watched all that crystal rain out of the air and hit the ground. It was brutal. That was my mom's favorite lamp, and it was destroyed. We're like, what are we gonna do? And my brother Kevin's like, get the glue. So he ran and he got glue. Mike and Sherry and I, we're just literally scooping up crystal, these tiny little pieces. That lamp had to have broken into 1,000,000 pieces. It was just a pile of crystal all over the ground. We're sweeping it up, scooping it up, and we take it over to where my brother Kevin is, and we just pour that thing out. And my brother Kevin sat there with glue, trying to find little pieces and glue them together. I don't know how long we were there trying to find these little pieces and put them together so that we could glue them back together until we finally said, this ain't gonna work. We gave up. And we said, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay, we're gonna throw all this away. So we scooped it off, put it in the trash can, took it in, put it in a bag, and we took it out to the main trash can. Okay, what are we gonna do? So we had the bright idea that we're gonna decorate that corner. So we took down every piece of the lamp and we put up plants and pictures, all kinds of different things in that corner so my mom wouldn't notice. And then we just ran off to bed because we knew she'd be getting off work soon. I'd like to say she never noticed. I would like to say that she came home and everything was fine, but it wasn't. The truth of the matter is that it really hurt her. My mom wept that night when she found out, when she saw that that lamp was destroyed and there was nothing left of it. Her favorite lamp. I still remember her sitting on the side of our bed just weeping because we broke her favorite lamp. You know, sometimes we do things that we know we shouldn't because we feel like we're all alone. Like, we would have never, ever, ever done that if my mom was home. We would have never done it if there was a babysitter or my Aunt Joanne, or we would have never done it in front of another adult because we knew we weren't supposed to do that. But because they weren't there, because we were there by ourselves, we decided that, well, let's just have fun. Today in our story, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about making good decisions no matter what. Making good decisions whether your mom's there or not. That's what we're going to talk about when we come back for our devotional here in a few minutes. You know, as I was preparing for this time, I can't help to think about all the different things we did growing up, all the things that we did growing up when my mom wasn't there, and just like the breaking the lamp. That was one of the worst because most of the time we just got in trouble when she found out, or when found a hole in the wall or something else was cracked. But this time my mom, after seeing that we broke her favorite lamp, after knowing that we blatantly disobeyed her when she wasn't there, she just cried. I remember sitting next to her. She was crying, weeping, literally weeping next to us. I just felt horrible. Hey, listen to the verses. I love this chapter from Philippians. I love the book of Philippians. If you ever just want to read, I would read a verse or two from the book of Philippians. You know, there's so much in here. And Philippians 2 is one of my favorite chapters in all the Bible. My favorite verse is, you should have the same attitude as Christ Jesus. That's Philippians 2:5. I want to have that. I want to see life like him, but I know growing up I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done. A lot of things I shouldn't have done, and a lot of them when My mom wasn't there. When there wasn't an adult in the room, we just did things. But listen to these verses. It says from Philippians 2, verses 12 and 13, it says, "Dear friends, you always followed my instructions when I was with you. And now that I am away, it is even more important. Work hard to show the results of your faith, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him." For God is working in you. I love that. What is that first verse right there? "Dear friends, you always followed my instruction when I was with you. And now that I am away, it is even more important." That's what I struggled with as a kid growing up. When nobody was around, we just did whatever we wanted. We didn't think about what we should or shouldn't do. But what it says right here, it is even more important to do what we know to do, that we know is right, even when you're by yourself. And I think as a kid, you kind of convince yourself that when you're alone, you're alone. It's just you. And I think we forget that. I forgot that there's a God, that He's always with us. There's never a time we are alone. There's never a time that He isn't right there with us, which is awesome, which is great. It feels good, but sometimes we need to remember that because He knows what we're doing. There's never a time we're doing something that someone doesn't know, because God always knows. And I tell you, after that night, seeing my mom, after we destroyed that lamp, after we got rid of the whole thing, had to throw it away, and got in trouble, and my mom sitting there on the bed, I knew that we were wrong. I knew it. And we should have never done it. We should have listened to my mom. We should have done what she asked, even when she wasn't there. Because the thing that she's asking us isn't just for her good or just because it's something that she wants you to do. Hey, you can't. It's for our good. And that's what He's trying to tell us right here in the second verse. That God's doing the same thing. The things that He's asking us to do and not to do, they matter whether we feel that He's with us or not. The things that He's asking us to do are what's best for us. It's for our good. That's interesting to think about. That's interesting to think, because sometimes we think, well, I know what's best. It would be best if I. But God tells us that the things He wants us to do, the things that He's asking us to do in our daily lives, it's for our good, His good, their good, everybody's good. And if we would just do those things, whether we recognize that He's with us or not, it's better. I'm telling you, some of the best things you'll ever do, some of the greatest things, the things that you'll do that you'll be most proud of in your life, are the things that you do when nobody else notices. When your mom or dad don't see it, when your brothers or sisters aren't there, you'll do something good for somebody else that nobody else even knows. I'm telling you, those are things, I don't know how that works. I don't know how, but it feels so good when you do something for somebody else and no one even notices. No one even knows that you're the one who did it. That's how great God is. First of all, He notices. And He knows your heart. And in that moment, He can't be more proud of you. I'm telling you, when you do that, when your parents don't see it, and I'm talking about doing good things. When your parents aren't there, they're not making you do it, your brothers and sisters don't see it, but you just see that needs to be done, or that person needs help, and you just secretly walk over and help them. Man, there's so much joy in that. And I think that's what He's talking about right here. That the things that He's asking us to do are what's best for you. And it's best for everybody around. I'm telling you, there's an incredible gift in doing good even when you feel like no one else notices. There's something about that. That's one of my challenges for you this week. think of things, to look out for things, to look for ways that you can help somebody and not get the credit. Look for ways how you can help your brother, your sister, your mom, or your dad, or your teacher, or your friends. Look for ways that you could just help them without asking for credit. And watch what God does. Watch how he blesses you. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. It's taken me a long time. I'm telling you. I'm now old now, and I'm learning that. But there's something beautiful about that. And I love that that's who our God is. That everything he's doing, however he moves in your life, whatever he asks you to do or tells you not to do, all of that is for our good. And when we begin to see that, recognize that, man, it changes things. It changes the way we see life. It changes the way we see our daily life and how we act. And knowing that he is always with us. There's never a moment in our life that we're alone. Never in a moment that he's not right there with us. That helps too, to know that we have a great God that's just looking for us to do those good things so he could just cheer us on and bless us. That's what I want you to know today from our word from out of Philippians 2. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you have a great time figuring out how you can bless other people. Hope to see you again soon.